My son died because he was my son.
Died because of
He
your
was targeted because he's my son. I saw his death when he was 19. I moved us here to stop it,
And Jaguar Wright is a fully established demoness, so you know what that means. I can be that, or I could be a paladin to cleanse you of those sins and bring you back into the light. But to do so is to walk the full path of repentance. You must repent for all the things that you have done.
You better repent, Jaguar. This boy
Acknowledge the wrongs that you have committed, the crimes that you have done, the evasions of taxes over the years from leeching money from other people, from your own mother, and from the people who you marry into. All of the slander you've thrown against your kind sister, your kindred family, who you spilled the blood of for years.
Beyonce is shook right now after a bunch of incriminating videos of her leaked all over social media. And just when we thought it couldn't get any worse for her, Jaguar Wright and Jay-Z's alleged love child came out, exposing her for making them sign some shady deal that forced them to stay quiet about the disturbing stuff she's supposedly been getting into behind the scenes. When Jaguar first started putting Beyoncé and Jay-Z on blast, everybody thought it was just about the things they had done to other people. But with everything coming out now, it looks like a big part of it is because of their love child, and everything Beyoncé supposedly did to keep him a secret. Just for a little context, Jay-Z and Jaguar Wright's thing started when they worked together before Jaguar became known from that MTV Unplugged session in 2001. At the time, she was this highly respected, soulful singer tied to the OK Player crew and The Roots. When Jay was doing his MTV session, he used Jaguar because he was so impressed with her voice. She got a lot of promo from that collab and rode that wave to drop her 2002 debut album, Denials, Delusions, and Decisions. She even toured with Jay-Z and was in talks to sign with Rockefeller Records. But that deal never happened, and now we know why. Jaguar said during her time working with Jay, she saw him mixed up in some real dirty stuff with other industry players, including Diddy, and that's when she knew she wanted no part of whatever they had going on. Here's where it gets crazy. It's now being alleged that Jay-Z got Jaguar pregnant and then worked hand in hand with Beyoncé to make sure that kid stayed hidden. If you've been paying attention, the timeline of Jaguar and Jay's relationship lines up perfectly with when Jay and Beyoncé went public, and the last thing they needed was Jaguar announcing to the world she was carrying his baby. Word on the street is Beyoncé offered her a deal to disappear, and in exchange, they would let Jaguar live.
My son died because he was my son.
Do you speak on that?
Sure.
Like, you said it was your son. He died because of
He
your
was targeted because he's my son.
He
was working on his EP. I bought Philadelphia for him so he didn't have to sign to a company because I knew what it was going to do. He interned at Roc Nation. And they approached him to sacrifice me.
Now, as much as this sounds crazy, Beyoncé has a rumored history of deleting Jay-Z's mistresses, especially the ones who get pregnant. So the fact that Jaguar even got the option to stay alive at all is a blessing, because they could have just gone ahead and offed her. You know, like they allegedly did to Jay's mistress, Kathy White. The crazy thing is, Kathy actually came into the picture after Jaguar, but clearly she hadn't gotten the memo. You see, according to reports, Kathy was preparing to go public with her pregnancy for Jay just days before she mysteriously turned up dead. And this was confirmed by the journalist Liz Crocken, who had actually scheduled an interview with Kathy to specifically talk about her alleged affair with Jay.
She would consider telling her story to me on the record, which implied to me, obviously, that if she was willing to tell her story about Jay-Z, that it was indeed true that she was having an affair with him. So that was pretty much it. That was the last time that I talked to her, and I was, under the impression that she was very strongly considering talking to me and telling me her story about her affair with Jay-Z. So a few days go by, and I'm following up with her, I'm calling her, and I can't get a hold of her. And I believe that this went on for a few days. And it was just really weird because she always answered her work phone. I thought it was really strange that she wasn't answering her phone. She was MIA. I didn't know what the deal was. So I ended up reaching out to one of her colleagues. And when I finally got hold of one of her colleagues, they told me that she's dead. And I said, what? And she's...
Now, the interesting thing is, Jaguar actually helped her with part of the deal until she got word that Kathy had died. She said even though Kathy's death was officially stated to have been caused by a brain aneurysm, she didn't believe it for 1 second, and even went ahead to blatantly accuse Beyoncé and Jay-Z of being behind it.
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. You can't go to the boss because the boss is you. And the boss's boss don't get no... Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy.
Girl, with the kind of information Jaguar was spilling, it's only someone who has real-life experience with Beyoncé and Jay-Z would know. And with everything coming out about her alleged love child with Jay, it's all making sense. And get this, the son in question that Jaguar allegedly had with Jay is no other than her now-late son, Jaguar Wright. And coincidentally, he also happens to be the oldest of Jaguar's kids. According to reports, he was fatally during an incident outside a hotel in Arlington, Texas in 2018 at age 25. Police found him in the hotel parking lot around 1 a.m. with a gunshot wound. He was taken to a hospital but didn't survive. So apparently, multiple groups of men had shown up to a birthday party at the hotel, and some went out to the parking lot to fight. Reports say Giovanni waved around a that had been stolen out of Louisiana before tucking it back into his waistband. Another man then pulled out and shot him, and Giovanni fired back. Police later pulled over a vehicle connected to the scene and found marijuana and a rifle, both also reported stolen from Louisiana. As of the most recent reporting, no arrests had been made in his death 6 years on. And according to Jaguar, the real reason no arrest has been made is that Beyoncé allegedly had her goons take Giovanni out as a way to punish her for not honoring their deal by staying quiet about everything she knows. In fact, Jaguar has fueled these allegations on multiple occasions, framing the entire thing as a setup by Beyoncé and Jay to take out Giovanni to get back at her. In a 2020 post, she suggested her son's had been allowed to walk free because prosecuting him would have exposed corruption inside the police department. It was a long statement, but I'm going to read some of it to y'all. She said, "When my son Giovanni was 2 years ago in Arlington, in the back parking lot of the number In-Town Suites, a few things became crystal clear to me. Number 1, nobody really cares, not even my own family. Number 2, those who say they care have a funny way of showing it. And number 3, the most important of all, is the fact that Tarrant County DA's office would rather let a named Caleb go free than prosecute a murder would uncover all of the corruption that exists in the Tarrant County public offices." And just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, Jaguar revealed that Giovanni had actually interned at Rock Nation and was approached about sacrificing her, but he refused and was later found dead.
My son died because he was my son.
Can you speak on that?
Sure.
Like, you said it was your son. He died because of
He
your
was targeted because he's my son. He was working on his EP. I bought Philadelphia for him so he didn't have to sign to a company because I knew what it was going to do. He interned at Rock Nation. And they approached him to sacrifice me.
Now, if all this is true, and Beyoncé allegedly really took Giovanni out for not holding her end of the deal, then she definitely made a big mistake, because this only made Jaguar sing louder. In fact, it's apparently the main reason she took things further by appearing on Piers Morgan's show to expose Beyoncé and Jay on a national level. According to Jaguar, Jay and Beyoncé allegedly poured millions of dollars into taking down R. Kelly and Diddy, not because they cared about victims, but because they were trying to erase any evidence that could connect them back to those men before the authorities started putting the pieces together.
Publicly, Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. See, people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making ditties. And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically. Davis has been his greatest teacher. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy.
But just when we thought things were finally over, Jaguar's other son, Sam Odom Jr., came out putting her on blast for letting Giovanni get used as bait in her whole beef with Beyoncé. According to Sam, the only reason Jaguar has been going after these celebrities is that she's salty she never made it as a star like them, and she's using this whole exposing celebrities thing just to finally get the fame she's been desperate for. He even accused her of being the same kind of witch she claims Beyoncé is, and that she allegedly used his dead older brother and him as bait to cover up all the evil stuff she's been mixed up in for years.
Okay. And this is the first time that you lived with your mom since you were...
This will be the first time that I would be living with my mother since, I would say, December of 2017, a bit before that Christmas. I'd be with my father during the active school year, and I'd be with my mother during the holidays.
Okay.
However, of course, those holidays were quote unquote extended when she effectively held me with her during those times, in which can be considered as kidnapping.
Mom claims that you have, I believe, autism, if I'm not mistaken.
The claim of autism is completely false.
Okay.
If it seems like I have autism, it's just the fact that I'm very socially awkward when it comes to people.
So has she told you that you were autistic?
She has told me many occasions, but like always, there hasn't been a doctor to confirm it.
Okay.
She's always been wanting to do so, but...
He said Jaguar's behavior has gotten so bad over the years that the only way he could even deal with her without losing it is that he split her into two different people. The first one's Jacqueline Suzette Wright, that's her government name, and then Jaguar Wright, the internet one. He said he still loves Jacqueline because that's his mama no matter what she's put him through, but he can't stand Jaguar Wright because she's straight destructive. He called her an opportunist who uses anybody trying to help her and said she's a vindictive thief. He went even harder, calling her a criminal and a cultist, and said she always blows everything way out of proportion just to keep her name in the mix and grab some clout.
I've separated my mother into two people.
Okay.
Jacqueline Suzette Wright, her legal name, and Jaguar Wright, her stage name.
Okay.
I love Jacqueline Suzette Wright. She is my mother, and I love her with every bit of my being, in spite of the things that she's done. However, Jaguar Wright is the kind of person I abhor.
Okay.
To give you the Cliff Notes version on how I view Jaguar Wright, she is 5 things to me.
Okay.
She is an overpossessive siren who lures any people who try to be kind to her into her den and protects the things that she owns, whether it be her gained wealth or, even at worst, her own sons, whether they be dead or alive, like a dragon protects a hoard of gold. That's 1.
Okay.
2, Jaguar Wright is a vindictive thief who hates those who have slighted her or have done any wrong to her in her eyes, stirs the pot of bad blood for well over a decade, and pettily steals things from those whom she hates for her own purposes or for her own hatred.
Okay.
3, she is a dead son of narcissism who has been overfueled with the eutrophication of love from her father and her mother at such a young age, well before her double digits, that it spoiled her rotten and led her to believe that she was a shining star amidst the cosmos, when in actuality she burnt out.
Oh.
4, she is a hyperbolic criminal with the mask of a cultist who has spread and blown things so far out of proportion to the point where hopefully nobody will find the truth of the matter, and to keep her name in the circles of controversy so that all the attention will always be on her.
Now, even though he was out here saying some wild stuff, there's a little bit of truth to what he said about Jaguar getting mixed up in some questionable ritualistic behavior. A few years ago, this video went viral of her blowing her dead son's ashes on people and then pouring the rest of it all over herself. Girl, who would have thought that Jaguar, of all people, would have a secret child with Jay-Z and that she allegedly had a whole deal with Beyoncé? The mess these folks get up to in the industry is way deeper than any of us can imagine. But from the way things are going, it's not going to be long till everything is exposed. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, "They took her child. She has nothing to lose. And that's pure pain." Another person said, "Wow, I had no idea. Now I really understand the fire in her soul and unrelenting energy to share with the world." Lots of love to you, Jaguar. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Beyoncé allegedly taking out Giovanni because of Jaguar going against their rumored deal? And do you really think Giovanni is even Jay's kid? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.